Alright, so we are back. My name is Todd from Go2 Cards, and today we are talking about the ban list. And I'm going to be giving you 8 cards that are not going to be on this ban list. 8 cards that I think are pretty bold takes to say they will not be on this ban list. And I am imagining a pretty big ban list. So to come up with 8 cards, and these are 8 cards that a lot of people think are going to be on here, I'm saying no, they will not be on this ban list. Couple things I want to say before I jump into that. The first is, look, I treat the ban list and all of the videos that I do about the ban list as fun. Because the truth is that none of us know what Konami is actually going to do. We don't know what cards are going to get hit, what cards are going to get limited, banned, semi-limited. We don't know what cards are going to come back. We're all making the best guess that we can. Now, they have given us some information. They've basically told us that Snake Eyes is gonzo. So we do know that it is going to get hit in some way. And we do have an idea that it's going to be a pretty substantial ban list that is coming. The second thing that I want to say before I jump into this is, look, after the ban list comes out, there's always a million people that come out of the woodwork saying, I knew this was going to happen. I knew this. I knew you were wrong here. Look, put your name on it. Leave a comment telling me where I'm wrong or where I'm right. If your name ain't on it, you didn't say it. That's how this works. It's real easy once the ban list is revealed for people to say, I knew that. I had a perfect ban list predicted. No. Put your name on it. Leave a comment. You put your name on it, you leave a comment, you tell me, you're wrong here and this is why, or you're right here, this is why. I'll give you all the props in the world. But if your name isn't on it, you never said it. That's how it works. The last thing that I want to say is that on the last ban list, I told you that the Snake Eyes cards were not going to get hit. And if they did get hit, it was going to be very, very small, like a limit to Snake Eyes Ash, and that's about it. And the reason for that was because Konami was still cashing in on these cards. They were still selling product that these cards were in. These cards had just gotten released. And there's no way that it was in Konami's best interest to ban these cards. I look at the ban list as what is in the best interest of Konami, and what does Konami think? Not what the players think. The players don't make the ban list. Not what the pros think, not what the average person at your locals thinks. None of that matters. What matters is, what does Konami think? And that's how I approach the ban list. What's in Konami's best interest, and what does Konami think? And if you approach the ban list that way, I think that's the best way to do it. So let me jump into this. As I'm going through these 8 cards that are not going to be anywhere on the ban list at all, I will also share with you some cards that I think are going to be on the list instead of these cards. So let me bring you over to TCG Player, just bring up some of these cards, and we will jump in from there. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We'd love for you to be a part of the community. We break down every Yu-Gi-Oh set, try and break down the ban list and things like that. So hit that subscribe button, and then also the like button. It does help us out a lot. If you like what we're doing, hit that like button. All right, let's get us over to there. All right, here's the first card. It's on the thumbnail. You already knew it was going to be in this list. Appalossa, I do not believe, is going to be banned or limited, and they're not going to touch this card. And a lot of people are looking at Appalossa and IP as both of these cards are going to get banned because they got the reprint in Rarity Collection 2. Therefore, they're up to get banned. And I do think that there's some reasonable logic applied in that. And I do think that IP has a good chance of getting banned, partly because of SP. SP makes IP a real problem. And SP is good in and of itself. It does not need IP. Is it better with IP? Yes, but it does not need IP. So I think that IP has a decent chance of getting hit on this list. Appalossa, I don't see as a problem. Whereas IP has become a problem in the game because of the existence of SP. Appalossa doesn't have an SP that's making it a problem. And I don't see it as a problem right now. Is it difficult? Is it frustrating? Is it annoying? Yes. But good players can get around this card. Good players can out this card. It only negates monster effects. And I've found ways to get around this card. I found ways to out this card. And because of that, I don't see this card as a problem. It's frustrating when it gets put on the board, but there are lots of frustrating cards when they're put on the board. That's the job of your opponent, is to put difficult cards on the board. This is a difficult card. It's not ban worthy though. I don't see this card as ban worthy. I never did. It's a great card. I love it. And so for all those reasons, I do not see Appalossa getting banned. I don't think Konami sees this card as a problem. So that's my take on that. The next card is a card, I'm sorry, I don't see D-Shifter getting banned. I think one of the biggest problems in Yu-Gi-Oh! That a lot of people don't talk about. A lot of people talk about the decks that are out there and the broken cards that are out there, the expensive cards, and they talk about, the prize support or the prizing that you get as all being problematic. But I don't hear a lot of people talking about how much the dice roll matters. Like, I don't want to play a game that comes down to the dice roll. And so much of Yu-Gi-Oh! Comes down to the dice roll. I think Konami has to find a way to make going second viable. And some of these cards that we don't like D-Shifter, and, D-Shifter being in the game is not in my best interest. I play Horus. If you D-Shifter me, I'm toast. So it's not in my best interest, but I think it's in the best interest of the game because going second is such a disadvantage to going first. And so I think cards like this are a necessary evil. I do. And I know a lot of people hate that. A lot of people hate when people say that it's a necessary evil. But I think until you fix going second, that you need cards that help you go second. And so D-Shifter, I think, is really, really important to the game. I think Konami thinks that it's important to the game. And that's what's really important. What's really important is what Konami thinks and not what I think. And I think Konami has been pretty clear that D-Shifter is a card that they want to keep. So I don't see it going away. And that's just where I stand on D-Shifter. I don't think that it makes the list at all. Another one that I don't think makes the list at all is Pot of Prosperity. To be honest with you, I don't even understand this. I don't even understand why people want this card banned. I don't understand why people think that this card should be banned or limited or semi-limited. I know most people don't want it banned, but most people want it limited or semi-limited. I don't understand that. I don't think this card is a problem to the game one bit. And sometimes I think the ban list exists, in my mind, to address problems. Not to address cards that are good. This is a good card, but it's not a problem. It's not a problem in the game. I don't see this as a problem. If you can tell me why this is a problem in the game, fine, I'll concede to it. But just being able to dig through your deck a little bit, I don't see as a problem, especially with the cost of banishing 3 or 6 of your extra deck I don't know. I think it's a fair card. I think it's a great card. I love its existence in the game, and I just don't understand why people think that it's a problem. But for that reason, I don't think that this card gets touched at all. I think it's going to stay at 3, and we go from there. Another card that I don't think gets touched at all is Cashier of Fener. Look, again, this card's not a problem. Is it a very good card? Yes, but the ban list, again, does not exist to punish really good cards. It exists to deal with problems. And this card is not a problem. Again, it is a very helpful going second card. And when you are at such a disadvantage of going second, you need cards like this to help you. And so Fener, I think, stays. I don't think Konami sees it as a problem. In fact, I think Pankertops is coming back to aid in the going second problem. I think if you go back and you look at the ban list over the last several, what you'll see is that Konami seems to be interested in helping players go second. I don't want things coming down to the dice roll. If I wanted to play dice, I would play dice. But I want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And I want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! In a way that if I end up going second, that I don't just auto lose. So Cashier of Fener, I think, again, is a very good card that is important to the game right now. And I don't think that it gets touched. So there we go. Elbion, the Sanctifier Dragon, I don't think this card's going to get touched. I think Konami likes the branded deck. I think they like when people play the branded deck, and I think they want it at full power as much as can be. I don't think they like the Gimmick Puppet lock, and I think they're going to get rid of Gimmick Puppet Nightmare. I think that's the card that's going to go. The Gimmick Puppet deck doesn't even play the Nightmare, so you could get rid of that card, not hurt the Gimmick Puppets at all, and keep Branded playing the way that it's supposed to be played. So I think this card stays. I don't see a problem with it. And I think Konami wants Branded to be a pretty good deck, and it's already been power crept to the point that it's not even in the top 5 decks. It's like, maybe in the top 10, but it's not really in the top 5. If it's not in the top 5, I don't see it as an issue, and that brings me to my next card, which is Branded Fusion. If Branded Fusion at full power can't get branded as a top 5 deck, I don't know why we think this card needs banned. In addition to that, anybody who has played any sort of competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Locals, regional, YC, whatever it is, you know how to deal with this card. You know when you're playing Branded, if you get Ash, you just hold it until Branded Fusion. The card is not a problem. You can out this card, you can stop this card. Branded is not like a broken deck. So I don't see why people still want Branded Fusion to be limited or semi-limited. Just leave it as it is. I don't see Branded Fusion getting hit at all. Another card that I don't see as a problem is Dimensional Barrier. Most people don't even play this card. And I know that we want all the floodgates limited to 1. Look, the card's fine. I don't have a whole lot to say about this card because most people aren't playing it. I play it in my side deck just for certain decks that I run across, like Branded. But a lot of decks, you don't kill them with this card. They're playing a Link package, they're playing Synchros, they're playing XZs, they're playing Fusions. So if you stop one of those routes, they just go down a different route. Again, I think if you're good at building your deck and you're good at playing this game, you can play around this card. Is it frustrating? Yes, it's frustrating. It's annoying. I have a tendency to play decks that focus on one summoning mechanic like Exceeds is generally my go-to. So this card's super annoying to me, but I don't see it as a problem. I don't understand why so many people are like, this has to go down to 1. So I don't see it getting touched. The last card that I'm going to share with you today is Spooky Dogwood is going nowhere. I don't understand how this card can go from nobody's playing it anywhere to this card has to get banned. It's not going to get touched. This card and the ban list is going to come, it's going to go. This card's going to remain at 3, and in like a month or two, you're going to wonder why you ever wanted this card banned in the first place, because nobody's playing it. I don't see Spooky Dogwood going anywhere. I did get Spooky Dogwood at my last locals, and it hurt a lot. But I just don't see it. I don't see it as a particular big problem in the game right now. Now, I do know a lot of people are siding this card, and it is frustrating to play against. I don't know. Get better. And I same advice to me as well. And so those are the 8 cards that I'm giving you. I'm giving you Appalossa, D-Shifter, Pot of Prosperity, Cashier of Fener, Albion, the Sanctifier, Branded Fusion, D-Barrier, as well as Spooky Dogwood. These are all cards that a lot of people have them on their list. I'm saying no, none of these cards get touched, although we are looking at a substantial ban list coming up in which there will be a lot of cards that are really hit. Now, this is your chance. This is your chance to tell me where I'm wrong, to tell me where I'm right, because when the ban list comes out and you don't have it written down, you don't have it out there, I don't want to hear you knew. You only knew if it's down, if your name is on it. Put your name on it. Let's go. My name is Todd from Go2 Cards. Have some fun with this ban list. I'm super excited for the state of Yu-Gi-Oh! In the next week to 2 weeks. It's going to be amazing. I am out of here. If I could get out of here, I would get out of here. I just push buttons at the end of videos. I have no idea what I'm doing here. All right, I am officially out of here.